Yes, so it's day 3 of the June convening here in Kigali, Rwanda, the first time it's being held outside Ghana. And I've been joined in the studio by Dr. Celestine Kezie, who is a faculty of Humanities at the Pan-Atlantic University, a name that should be familiar to all members of the collaborative, as they are one of our longest serving and most committed members. In addition to his position with the university, Celestine also serves on the technical committee. He chairs the technical committee of the West African Hub. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about yourself, your work with the university and so
okay,
on, yeah.
Thank you very much. So as you rightly said, my name is Celestine Kezie. I'm a faculty member in the Institute of Humanities at Pan-Atlantic University. I'm a philosopher by training. So there in the Institute, I give classes on ethics, specifically media ethics, general ethics, logic and critical thinking. And then also serve as a member of the management board of the Institute of Humanities and also serve the university on a couple of committees. So that's what I do.
Yeah, you're a very busy man and a very wise man since you've studied philosophy.
Thank you.
So tell us about, from your perspective, PAU's journey with the Education Collaborative.
Oh, wow. So, of course, first, PAU is the West African Hub host institution.
Yes.
And that's why the technical committee, the strategic committee chairman, Dr. Banki, who is our deputy vice chancellor, and myself chairing the technical committee. So we've been in the forefront of driving activities of the West African Hub. As you may recall, last year we hosted the convening, that should be last 2 years, we hosted the convening at Marriott in Lagos, and I think it was successful. That was the very first one we were hosting in the West African Hub. It was very good. And working with Dr. Banki very closely has been quite exciting and interesting. Because of the proximity we share as the strategic committee chairman and myself as technical committee chairman, so I can quickly run to his office, and we brainstorm over things. But generally, PAU has been there, pulling the weights as regards advancing the objectives and initiatives of the West African Hub of the Education Collaborative.
Okay, so what would you say have been your primary objectives?
Okay, as the technical committee chairman, I work with very committed 10 colleagues from 10 universities. Of course, there are 10 foundational institutions that constitute the technical committee. We have the University of Ghana. We have University of Ghana Business School. You might be wondering, why do you have the business school? Because it's a very large institution. So we felt that, okay, if we have representatives from both of them, it will help. So we have the University of Cape Coast. We have Botanga University, Technical University. We have International University of Grand Bassam in Ivory Coast. In Nigeria, we have Pan-Atlantic University, Covenant University, Bells University, and then from Togo, we have Isla Business School. So these are the 10 institutions that constitute the technical committee. Now, what we do as technical committee members is to look at the policy direction of the strategic committee and action those things. For example, we have 4 focus areas. We have faculty development and research. And in that area, we've been advancing things around research, interinstitutional research collaboration, faculty exchange. So far, we have completed 7 faculty exchange programs, and we have 6 that are ongoing. Then the second focus area is ethics and leadership. Of course, Education Collaborative is very heavy on ethics. We want to establish ethical campuses, and so far we have made progress in that line, because for the first time, the technical committee, working on the directive of strategic committee, we have published a work on what an ethical campus is in Africa. So that work was led by University of Ghana under the direction of Professor Datiba, and that work is already published. So right now, it's not yet an open access, but we're looking forward to paying to make it an open access so that other institutions in the region can have access to that and benefit from that. And the third focus area is career and employability. And that initiative is being led by University of Cape Coast in Ghana. And so far, we have completed a study. We've sent it out for publication, and we hope that in no distant time it's going to get published. It's a tracer study that could help institutions to track the employability of their graduates, something that is very important, because that way it gives you a feedback of what you are doing in the institution. And then the last focus area is a university ranking. With Times Higher Education, and so far in the last ranking, almost all the universities in the technical committee submitted documents for that ranking, and they were all ranked. So we are looking forward to going up in that ladder of the ranking. So these are the 4 focal areas. So just to summarize, what we do in the technical committee is that we look at the policy direction of the strategic committee and we put them into action.
That's, you've shared a lot there, lots to take in. So the West African Hub is looking to expand and to rope in more Francophone members. But what would you say has been your greatest challenge? What are some of the challenges you face?
Well, it's about getting the message out there as far and wide as possible. But much as it's a challenge, we are confronting it head on. For example, in February, we embarked on institutional visit. Rita, the Assistant Director of Education Collaborative in the West African Hub, was in Nigeria, and we visited a couple of universities. Of course, the engagement of institutions in the West African Hub cuts across 3 levels. So we have those that are just engaging by getting to know what we are doing, probably following some of our activities online and all of that. Then we have associate membership. When an institution becomes an associate member, it means that either the institution had accessed a post-convening grant or is taking part in one initiative or the other that the collaborative is advancing. But our aim is to get as many institutions as possible to move to the last layer, which is consortium membership. So when an institution becomes a consortium member, it means that the institution is very much involved in coming up with initiatives to advance our objectives in the West African Hub, and then leading those initiatives so the institution can access a bigger grant, and then we entrust those initiatives to them and say, you drive it, and they get it done. So with the institutional visit, we've been able to expand the base, and then more institutions are getting involved now, and we're looking forward to moving them from associate to consortium membership. So our aim is that in the next 2 years thereabouts, we'll be able to hit up to 50 institution memberships. So we are driving towards that. So far, we have 22. So
22,
we're making progress.
Definitely making progress. Yes. And all 50 will be at the next June.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Right,
it's a pleasure.